Look, man, are y'all tired of not having no defense? I got the right build right here for y'all, man. Let me put y'all on and show y'all why this is the best lockdown build on 2K26, man. All right, man, so let's get right into this disruptive lockdown build. So, whatever handedness, you know, you can also change this in the city on the go. So it really doesn't matter, whatever number y'all want. We went small forward for the position. For the height, keep it at 6'7". For the weight, I went down to 184. I want the speed, I need it. All right, and for the wingspan, just go ahead and max that out at 7'1". All right, man, now let's get right into this build. So for the close shot, we went 66. For the drive and layup, we went 47. And let me pull up the badges so y'all can see as we get them. For the drive and dunk, I went with a 65 to start with. Now, I use cap breakers to up a bunch of this stuff. So for the stand and dunk, I went 69. Post control, we're not gonna be using too much of that. Take that up to a 36. All right, now for the shooting, I went with a 71 mid-range. I'm gonna be spotting up in the corner. You're not really gonna be shooting too many mid-ranges, but I will say it's easy to time your jump shots in the midi. The 71's working. I'm hitting all my middies too. Now for the 3-point, you already know that's maxed out, 81. All right, so for the free throw, just leave it where it's at a 56. Now for the pass accuracy, you wanna take that up to a 65. All right, for the ball handling, we just took that up to a 61. For the speed with ball, take that up to a 66. We don't need too much. Like I said, we're a lockdown. We're not dribbling. All right, so now for the good part. Interior defense. Look, there's no interior defense on this game. We can all see it. There's barely any. So I didn't use too much of my attribute points on interior. I took my interior up to a 70. For the perimeter defense, this is one of the areas I use a lot of my cap breakers. I'm using 5 cap breakers. So I took this up to a 94. And then I have +1s from here to take it to a 99. And I'll show y'all that at the end, which will give me legend challenger, legend on ball menace, and legend off ball pest. For the steal, I went 91. And we went 91 so we can have the gold glove and gold interceptor. Now, if you're not too worried about the gold glove, you could take this down to an 85 and just get the gold interceptor and use this somewhere else. If you think the interior is a little low, just take the interior up, or the finishing. You can definitely use it on some finishing. All right, so to make sure that you are getting blocks in the paint, take this up to an 84. And we're gonna take this paint patroller up to gold with the +1s, and I'll show y'all at the end. All right, so for the offensive rebound, we just took this up to a 61. Defensive rebounding, I took this up to an 80. All right, so my speed, I took my speed all the way up, maxed it out at 91. My agility, I started it at an 89, but I used 1 cap breaker to bump it up to 90. Strength, go ahead and max it out, and go ahead and max out the vertical at 80. And as y'all can see, man, there it is, the disruptive lockdown. Now let me show y'all what this build looks like now that I have my cap breakers on it. All right, so this is what my build looks like with the cap breakers. Let me go ahead and pull up the little cap breaker screen. So I use 3 on drive and dunk. I have a 74 now. And I use 2 on standing. As you can see, I get +2 or +5s on 2 of them. So I have a 79 now. Like I said, I did use some on vertical. I've got +2s at the bottom. I use both of those to get an 84. That gives me Pogo Stick Hall of Fame. And then, like I said, this is where most of my cap breakers went, was the perimeter to bump it up to a 99. And let me show y'all my badges. So for the badges, I got Challenger is Legend already just because of the 99. Same with on ball, same with off ball pest. Y'all can see up at the top, I used a +1 on Rebound Chaser to get me gold. You know you need them extra boards. Set Shot Specialist, like I said, I got shooting specialization, so I used a +2 on Set Shot Specialist. And then I also used a +1 on High Flyer Denier. I told y'all I wanted to get as many blocks and stops as possible. Immovable Force is needed this year, so I +2 that to get it gold. And I also have a +1 on Rise Up, just in case I get in that paint and I need that dunk.